Al lado verán un cañón de 68 libras llamados cojonadas. Estos eran armas de fuerza y alcance.
They're building the stairway down to that, and that's going to be accessible to disabled as well.
I see.
Okay, they can have a ramp down there so you can go down in a wheelchair, and making it wheelchair friendly inside.
Yeah.
So that's opening. They've got doing a landing craft, one of the original landing craft from the Second World War, one which hit one of the beaches. I think it was Juneau. Don't know where they're going to put it when they've done it, but they'll be here somewhere. Or they may even actually put it in another part of the country, we're not sure yet. But it is down here at the moment being done. And then they're also hoping to bring the Royal Marines Museum from Southsea down to the dock as well.
I see.
So this will be the biggest maritime attraction probably in the world, actually.
Yeah.
And he was standing there facing our face on the wheel. Shows you actually how lucky Captain Hardy was, because every battle that Nelson was involved in, he lost a bit of it. Okay, he of course lost his arm in the Battle of Santa Cruz. He lost sight in his eye. He got lacerated across the forehead. He got the Battle of the Nile. Hardy was up here, and the musket ball that actually caught Nelson actually ricocheted off something and caught Nelson in the shoulder. Hardy was standing up here now. He was the captain of the ship, Thomas Hardy, and he had a full naval career. He actually ended up become the first Sea Lord, a high full admiral. And the nearest he got to ever getting injured, okay, was when a buckle was shot off his shoe. Okay, that was it. Wow.
At mealtimes, some 550 seamen were divided into messes or groups of 4 to 6 men. They ate together, sitting at around 90 tables slung from the beams throughout the deck. Each man received a tobacco ration, but because guns on each deck were kept ready loaded, they could only smoke in the galley, kitchen area, or the forecastle. In fact, most preferred to chew their tobacco, spitting their toxic saliva into a spittoon supplied to each mess.
This is a 3-hour space of time crammed into one snapshot. So the artist not only telling Nelson's time down here and the people who visited him, but also hoping to secure future commissions from those officers if they survived the battle. Yeah, now Arthur Davis actually depicted a better scene of the death of Nelson than many other artists. Many artists came on board the ship after the Battle of Trafalgar and got a very sanitised view of the idea of the battle. In fact, many of them depicting the death of Nelson being up on the quarterdeck, up on the upper deck, when actually it was down here. Nelson shot up on the quarterdeck, was carried down below to see the surgeon. And the Arthur Davis came on board the ship when Victory returned to Portsmouth, saw the location, and even saw Nelson's body lying in state in the Painted Hall in Greenwich, so was able to come up with a scene that is both accurate and, based on the interviews which he had with the officers on board, actually depicts a large period of time in a small picture. But a lot of artistic license, especially with regards to headroom. Captain Hardy, the man stood up in the background there with the epaulets showing he's the captain, was 6'4". The ship's carpenter, who's in the shadows behind him, directly behind him, poor Mr. Bunce there, was 6'7", and he'd work on this deck perpetually as his workshop is just over there. Nelson shot in the shoulder, the musket ball, it shattered his shoulder, broke 2 of his ribs, went straight through a lung, clipped an artery in his heart and lodged in his lower back. Mortal wounds on all counts. The other thing about Nelson's time down here is that he drifted in and out of consciousness with very little information regarding how the battle progressed. Eventually, though, at about 4:15 p.m, Captain Hardy, the ship's captain, came down to inform him that the battle had been won, inform him that around 14 to 15 of the enemy ships had been captured or destroyed, when actually that figure was 19 out of the 33 enemy vessels had been captured or destroyed, and not a single one of the 27 British ships of the line had been lost in the action.
As we do so, just a bit about the boat. Down in the saloon there is the bar, will be open throughout the cruise. Now it's from this tower he controls all the shipping within the port of Portsmouth, the aims of VHF radio, radar and closed circuit television. Now as a passenger boat we have to report into this tower when we leave our berths at Gulf Wharf and the historic docks. Tell them what we're up to. Let's make our way around the first floor here, folks. There to be Nelson's cabins at the Battle of Trafalgar. Also notice Victory flying the white hand sign. She's still a commissioned warship. She's still part of our Royal Naval Fleet. In fact, the oldest warship in the world today. Behind Victory, the black building with the grey dome roof, that's home to the Mary Rose, King Henry VIII's flagship. The 19th of July, 1545, she set sail from Portsmouth as lead ship to fend off attack from a French invasion. Unfortunately, she sunk a mile off the Southsea Castle, where Henry VIII was watching in horror. Remained on the seabed for over 400 years before being raised in 1982. Brought back into Portsmouth, where she's now on permanent display.